Monday, May 23rd, 2021, and here's this week's balcony garden update. It's a little windy out here today. Well, things might look a little different this week. Here's the first tomato plant that was grown from seed. As you can see, it's progressing quite nicely. A little bit of budding on it here. So hopefully we'll see some tomatoes out of this soon. Now, I also purchased one more tomato plant this year just because I didn't want to be without my cherry tomatoes. So here's a plant that I just purchased last week. I transplanted it into this bucket that I had here before. And as you can see, it's got some tomatoes growing on it already. There we go. Now we're going to take a look at the tomato plants that I planted at my sister's place in the backyard. All 6 of which were grown from seed over the winter. It looks like 3 out of the 6 plants look somewhat healthy. They look like they are going to be decent tomato plants, but time will tell. 1 is questionable, and 2 of them just aren't going to make it. So let's have a look at those. Alright, so here's the tallest of the tomato plants. As you can see, there's leaves coming out of it again. This was the one that has the tomatoes on it. The plant doesn't look too healthy. The top part is finished, but I'm going to see if it revives itself at all. Don't want to give up hope. The second one over here, this plant is finished. It did not survive, unfortunately. Move over to the third one here. This one is standing on its own without support, which is quite impressive. It's got some green leaves on it. Got some leaves down here as well. Well, this one looks like it's going to do pretty well. Now here's an example of a plant that looked somewhat healthy and was standing on its own. I'm going to put a cage around it thinking that it might grow. And now this one here, which was pretty skinny, it didn't look like it had a chance at all. And it's got some nice healthy leaves on it right now. These ones on this side are a little dried up, but on the other side they're looking pretty good. So this plant looks like it just needs a little time and it should be okay. And the last one, this one is also completely done, unfortunately. So 2 out of 6 completely didn't make it. Now, one thing that's important about gardening is patience. Especially this time of year, you need a lot of patience. Give the plants a chance. So here's the strawberry plant that was left over the winter. And as you can see, it's got some nice green leaves on it. I've tried to clean it up as much as possible. Now if you're asking why I haven't removed these kind of brown leaves here, well, they're alive, so I'll just keep an eye on it and we'll see what happens. I did purchase a fresh strawberry plant this year as well. And look at that, it's already got some strawberries growing. Now over here we have a whole bunch of onions, and onions will grow just about anywhere, so it's okay that we just kind of put them all in the same planter. Now these are all from the red pepper seeds. We've got all these little plants growing here. So it looks like soon some of these are going to need to be planted in the ground. Let me check the progress on the jalapeno plant. It appears to be progressing quite nicely, just as it was last week. And I did purchase another hot pepper plant. This one's just getting started here, so we'll give it some time. Now, unfortunately, this was the last tomato plant. You can see it's done. So out of all the tomato plants that were from seed, there's 8 of them total, and it looks like 5 of them out of 8 have a good chance of surviving, 4 anyway. So that's still a success. Now over here in the partly sunny corner we have garlic. Oh, look at that. So we got a sprout there. Another one here. If you look closely, there's one here. Another one poking through over here. Another one here. There's another small one poking through over here. Now, garlic seems to take a long time to grow. So to get an actual full bulb of garlic, it's going to take at least probably the entire growing season. I'm going to say probably till late September. But we'll keep an eye on those anyway. And garlic, we could leave that in the ground over the winter if need be, and it'll grow next year. And last but not least, this was the result of a lemon seed. I'll keep an eye on this plant and see if it grows and does anything. So let's not forget that this is the Sunday of the May 2-4 long weekend. Usually this is the weekend, the Sundays, when I plant my garden, the Sunday or the Monday, usually the long weekend, or even up to during the week or the weekend after. So we've definitely got an early start on the balcony garden season this year. We would hope that means better results. So the plants that you see now, these ones are pretty much the ones that we're going to be following for this year. I don't anticipate adding anything else, but hey, you never know. And so thanks for watching. I'll see you next week.